Fadia's best build, best arc, best awakening, best Esper ability, the ones you should rank up. So for her, and also her best team. So Fadia is an HP scaling character. You should focus on leveling up her, getting her HP as high as you can. Because her damage redirection, because she does a lot of damage when you use her Q, which is her ultimate. So the basic attack you spam after using her ultimate does a lot of damage based on Fadia's HP. So level up our HP, ascend that, see, I have, decent crit and crit damage. This helps when after using her Q, when she's in the Lilith state. Yeah. Fadia's playstyle. Here is it. About Fadia, what she does when you use her E, she inflicts destructive experience on the enemy with the highest HP. So let's use her E. Yeah. So what this does, once the enemy attacks her, see the enemy gets attacked too. Are you seeing that blue? 925, 925. So it's called damage redirection. And one thing with that for the once her HP is below that purple, the HP is the white bar. Once it's below the purple thingy on it, her Q fills up immediately. And once you use her Q, she heals herself, and enters Lily state. What that Lily state does, she able to use her basic attack to attack. But while after using her Q, do not use her E, or else she will go out of the Lily state. So let's use her Q. So this damage she does now scales off her HP. The damage she does in her Lily state is a mental damage and it scales off her HP. So for Fadia's best arc, we have the internal wars. This is an S rank arc that improves her max HP by 20%. And if you got more dupes on this arc, I recommend you to mix it, because if you mix it, it increases her mental damage. Remember, Fadia does mental damage. She's a side character, but she does mental damage after she uses her ultimate. The basic attack you spam, like the one I showed you, is mental damage. It scares off her HP. So she does mental damage after using her ultimate. This arc increases her HP, same as the main attribute. For the console, this is where it gets tricky. I recommend going for mental damage. There are two arcs here you can use. I use this to improve Vadia's basic attack after using her ultimate, because her ultimate, like I showed in the previous video, fills up once the threshold of that HP is below the purple line on the HP. So her ultimate fills up fast, which makes it easier for you to spam her ultimate and do a lot of damage using her basic attack. So for this main attribute, I went for create damage and its HP. This is a perfect console for Fadia. Over here we have, same old, fill in the 4 piece. These are the most important, because once you fill in this 4 piece, this legendary and epic is being activated. Remember, if this is maxed out, grants the wearer 12% metal damage. If this is maxed out, we have 36 plus 10, we have 40. Fadia gets 46% metal damage, plus the one on the arc. There's the one on the arc, she gets 56. This Fadia does a lot of damage. In my next guide, I'll be dropping her playstyle like in her team. Don't worry. Okay. This is said increases HP for each type 2 module. What are the type 2 module? It has 2 blocks. Yeah, the type 2 module. So we have 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. We have 36% more HP for Fadia. This is very easy because this is already type 2. These are type 4 and type 4. Once you fill in, you can just mix it and make sure you fill in with the orange. The orange gives more HP. Let's compare. This is the orange piece, yeah, At max it gives 560. This is the purple 448. So the orange is actually better. For the console, there are two kind of console you can give Fadia. This improves her damage after she uses her ultimate by a lot. This console, but if you want this is also good for Fadia. This, you see, this main attribute is on Edgar. HP. This makes Fadia a big tank, increases her HP again, and increases the wearer healing bonus. Remember, Fadia heals herself when she does her Q. After taking all those damage and sharing it with the boss, with all the enemies in the field, yeah. So her HP will come down. So she, after using her Q, this helps a lot. But I prefer this for your end game Fadia build. This is her best build. This mental damage, yeah, is her best build, because her Q, like in the video I showed you, in the clip I showed, her Q comes up faster, though it's to 20 seconds cooldown. A Q might be up, but the cooldown, 20 seconds, you have to wait, yeah. Fadia's best awaken is this: instant, apostate, and causer of blessings. But if your main attribute on the metal damage console is HP, then this will be your best awaken. It gives you guaranteed crit, makes you easier to build crit if you have a lot of crit damage, like I said in my previous Fadia guide. So now the guide, this is the updated guide because the build changed. As usual, level up her skill, her ultimate. Remember all this scale of HP. 1 instance damage ratio, 2 instance. This is after you use her Q. The attack she does, like I said, it scales off HP. And remember, okay, you say HP recovery, yeah. Damage increase, yeah. Remember, while you do her Q, do not use her E, because if you do her Q and use her E, you cancel her out of the lily state. So you use her Q, you do 5 damage of mental damage, you just spam your basic attack, Fadia attacks, all 5 follow-ups, you complete it, yeah. She loves to be played in a Nova team, though she can be played in staying with any Lakshana DPS. She loves to be played in the Nova team. A Nova team is with a chaos character like the Daffodil or Lacrimosa. That's the team she loves to be played in. Okay, this increases her HP. Make sure to ascend her, because you ascend her, you improve her HP, you improve her overall stats. If this guide of mine does well, I drop a full damage showcase. Just to save time, we won't do any damage showcase. We'll do a full damage showcase and show you that the Fadia build really works and she hits very well to support the team. So for her best team, like I said, she loves to be played in the Nova team and staying, but she loves to be played in the Nova team. So a staying team will look like this: 2 Lakshana, a Cosmo, yeah. She's the sustain unit here. Like you, as usual, she's once Fadia is there, you don't need a healer or a shielder. She replaces that slot. So now over to Daffodil. This is Fadia's best team, and mixing Fadia and Hanel in this team improves Daffodil's damage by a lot. To sustain here, isn't much good. If you have Sakiri is not on this account, but if you have Sakiri can be slotted in here, which is good. My Daffodils guide will be dropping soon. Subscribe and follow this channel so you won't miss out the Daffodils guide.